After our first failed IUI, we went back to the drawing board with my doctor. The option was to like do it again, which meant lots of shots. It's just kind of like, it's not a fun process, right, for anybody. Even more so if you have to do it IVF, and then, or to like take pause and just take a break. My acupuncturist was like, if you were my daughter, I would be telling you to take a break. Your body is not ready. You are not ready. Like you have so like, just feeling the energy currents in my body. She said like, it is not the right time. And she also said, the drugs that I have been putting in my body for such a prolonged period of time are having its effect, and you need a chance to heal. Yeah. But I am a stubborn as hell, impatient Aries. So I was like, no, we're going to go ahead and do number 2. I'm not giving up yet. I'm not throwing in the towel. So we went right back the next month and tried this for a second IUI. And it did not work. Mm-hmm. As she so wisely predicted. So then I was like, all right, let me just hold up. So we're about 1.5 years into our infertility journey at this point. And I was like, I need a hard pause. I need to not think about trying, to not think about getting pregnant. I just need to like heal. And so that is what we did for the majority of us, the whole spring and summer seasons, which I think those were healthy, good seasons for me to do that, because nature is a really important part of my life and my husband's life and how we spend our time together. So it really enabled me to just like almost liberate myself and go outside and use adventure and exploring the world as this, well, if I had a baby, I couldn't be doing this right now. And that was always something I like to go back to. Whenever we would get that negative test, or my cycle would come, or my period would come, I would be like, okay, where are we going this weekend? Let's get in the car. Let's hop in a plane. I don't care. Let's make it happen. So, that was a helpful coping mechanism. But about a month after that second failed IUI, we went on this incredible backpacking trip to the Grand Canyon and Zion National Parks out west. And so truly, just living under the stars, packing our own shelter and meals, and getting our water supply from the earth, and experiencing that for a little over a week really was just such a beautiful experience and release. And again, because I knew like if I were either, with child or had a baby, I couldn't be doing this right now. And what a gift this was. And also very humbling in a way that Mother Nature has been around for a really long time, knows what she's doing, and have trust and have faith. Also this, and I don't mean for this to sound diminishing, but I'm very small compared to this huge world and the history of our planet. And so don't take yourself so damn seriously, Katie. Seriously. Like the buck doesn't stop with you. Just keep, find ways to enjoy life. There's so many ways to enjoy life. And again, the healing properties of nature and the earth, and just letting that kind of totally immerse your body and spirit. So got back from that trip like super refreshed. And the deal my husband and I made was He gets to pick a trip and I got to pick a trip. And he really wanted to do like the Southwest, which is like dry and arid and rocky and really, you know, has its own very unique properties. I really wanted the Pacific Northwest. So I wanted like the lush and the green and the fog. And so that was then our next trip that we had planned in like 3 or 4 months down the road. So essentially, like second failed IUI happened. A month later, we went to that trip I just explained. We had the whole summer of, you know, me connecting with friends, going on camping trips or hikes, or just trying to like live in the moment. I'm also taking like Chinese herbs from my acupuncturist and seeing her regularly and doing essential oils and drinking special teas and, you know, practicing my yoga and nurturing my body in so many different ways. And, you know, from everything that I read and listen to the conversations with friends, I was really like focused on healing that whole summer, and trying not to think about being pregnant, getting pregnant, anything like that. And seeing if I could get regular periods and just seeing what would happen. So then we find ourselves coming up to the second trip, the one that I had planned and really had my heart set on. So we're in Seattle. I connect with like my longest childhood friend who's living out there now. Then we go and have a 5-day backpacking experience in Olympic National Park, which took us from rainforest to mountain to sleeping on the Pacific coast. It was phenomenal. It was my favorite trip I had ever taken. Yeah, and it was a hardcore backpacking trip. I mean, we like our asses were kicked. We were stinky. We were climbing mountains. We were like muddy. We were bruised, but it was badass.
Yeah.
I loved it. You know, we saw elk and bear and starfish and just so incredible. And on the very last night, we were sleeping on the beach of the Pacific Ocean. And it like felt different. And the next day I woke up and I'm like, I think I ovulated.
Oh my gosh. You knew that in your body, or you could sense that in your body.
And I had never been able to do that before in my life because just being irregular and I think out of tune with my body. And, you know, essentially people were shoving birth control down my throat at 15, 16 years old. My body, I don't think, ever had a chance to really figure itself out and normalize itself. So, like a lot of people say, after you ovulate, your nipples can be sensitive, or there's clearly telltale signs within a woman's body. I was always oblivious to all of that, and I knew. And I have all the fancy gadgets, of course, to confirm ovulation. And sure as shit, I did. I ovulated. And so I was like, that didn't result in a pregnancy, but I was feeling like, wow, okay, I am like, my body, I'm getting in tune with my body. Like things are maybe syncing up. And so that was the end of September. When we got back and settled and everything, we actually started going to a different clinic at the advice of my acupuncturist and some others, a fresh start with a new doctor. And essentially, long story short, my first at-bat with an IUI through them resulted in my baby boy. Yeah. Almost 2 years to the date, that first fertility appointment was the appointment that did the trick.
Gosh.
You know, Thanksgiving Day, so it was really crazy. We had to like drive there. We were like, it was snowing, like, 6 a.m. We're in this parking lot.
Yeah.
The dog is in the car with us because we're traveling for Thanksgiving. So we're having to like take turns going in and out of the car in the parking lot when he has to go in, when I have to go in. It was very comical. And then, my acupuncturist was like, I want to make sure you're relaxed. I want you to just like drink like a green juice smoothie and just put your feet up and relax. And like, you do not know my family. And like what I'm about to walk into on Thanksgiving, like there's no relaxing to be had. Um,
Oh,
I, but yeah.
wow, that story is incredible. Um, and I love the new awareness that you were having in your body. Like I love when you knew that shift, like you knew within your body, I'm sensing something. And of course the technology confirmed it.